Hello, this is Anne's stencil box, and I just want to quickly show you inside. You can't leave the lid to go back, otherwise the hinges will break, so I'm just going to put it back there. And in the back we've got smaller stencils in here, and then some large stencils. There's a folder which has some material, some plastic sheeting for masking areas, because the roller might go on the outside of the stencil. So here's one I've done earlier. When the roller goes over the stencil, which is very close to the edge of the design, it won't mark the paper. In the box there's the paints. These are all acrylic paints, lots of different colours. You don't need to use much for each stencil. And then underneath that there's a box with a couple more colours. These are sponges that you can use for making the stencil. There's a big one. Here's the low-tack tape, which we'll be using. And here's a spare roller for the roller, which is in the box, the bottom of the box. And there's the roller that I'll be using today. And right in the bottom of the box is the paper. This is like card, different coloured card. And here's some rough card. And here's some heavyweight white card. Okay, so that's all the gear. So let's make a stencil. So I've got a piece of that coloured card here, and I've got the acrylic. I've got a plate. I'm going to use the roller. You can use the sponges as well. I'll have a go with a sponge in a minute. There's the sponge. So you don't need to squeeze out much of the paint. That'll do quite a nice stencil. And let's do this peacock stencil. So main thing is you don't want it to move. So I've got this low-tack tape, and when I use the low-tack tape, take a piece off and then fold over the corner. That means you can easily get it off later on. So if I put it on there, on here, and then you can keep these pieces later on. Just put a bit of the paint, not too much of the paint, on there like that, and then you want to roll it, lifting it up and down so it goes over all the roller, and keep on doing that for quite a while, because the main rule is not to apply too much paint, otherwise it will seep underneath the stencil. There it is. And now I'm just going to go over. I haven't got a mask up here, so I'm just going to put my hand there, and it doesn't matter which direction, but use light, don't press hard. If you press hard, the paint will go underneath the stencil. Okay, let's have a look at that. So take it up straight away. Although this is low-tack tape, take it off slowly, and there's the finished effect, which is, I think, very attractive. Let's just get a different one. Take one of these, for example, this one here. we're going to use one of these sponges, and just choose the size you think might fit easily. And then again, not using too much, so just putting a bit on here, not that much, and then making sure it's all equally covered, and then just go around like this. And I'm purposely going to go over the edge this time like that, so I made a mistake there. Okay, let's see what that's like. So it's not as dark as the roller, but that might be acceptable. Now we've made a mistake here, so what you can do is just cut out, use a simple guillotine just to cut that out. But I think it's very nice. Here's a one I did earlier. I did made the letters on the top of the box using this. That takes longer because they have to be lined up and done one at a time, waiting a few minutes in between each letter. And then here's one of the Queen, which I know that Anne will be particularly interested in. That's it, and now we have to clean up the brushes, so go to the kitchen quickly. The brush, just put it under running water and squeeze it. And the longer you do this, the cleaner it'll be. You can't get all the colour out there. Okay, and then I'm going to squeeze that in a towel. The way I use to clean all this stuff is using a scourer. Just very gently. The plate's easy. You can clean the plate hours later. The stencils, of course, you have to be a bit more gentle with. Put them on the flat surface and then just gently wipe on top. You can leave the stencils maybe for 10-20 minutes, but the longer you leave them, the harder it is to get it off. And then just leave those to dry somewhere. Some of the parts of the stencils can lift up easily and break off, so you have to be a bit careful. But they can be reused for many times. And then the sponge. These sponges are quite cheap, so you don't want to squeeze them too hard. But they should last a long time. And that's it, they can go back in the box. The way I dry the stencils is just put them on a towel and then go over with the towel